everyone. We are Group 2, and today our topic is about mental health in workplace, especially on the mental well-being of employees in the workplace. And our specific angle of view in this is early intervention and the prevention from burnout to decline of the decline in mental health and their well-being of the employees. So our mission statement is to empower every employee with free mental health support by integrating a well-being tool to foster productivity and good health. So this is made through our web application that we will show later on. So our goals is to enhance work performance such as productivity and completing work by deadlines on time, to reduce the stress and burnout of employees, and to increase job satisfaction, such as like the workplace environment and so on. Our problem statement is, so in Malaysia's urban workforce right now, there's a statistic that 67% of employees report feeling burnt out, and they often experience decline in mental health. So these are the concerns that are arising nowadays. So these concerns arise due to the fact that they have deadlines and pressure from their superiors. But despite the fact that um, counseling and therapy are available, there's a stigmatism and there's a lack of awareness that these things are available. So that is why there's a lack of integration with a workplace environment to prevent these kind of problems, such as decline in mental well-being. So what is our solution to these problems? So our solution is to provide emotional support for them. So our web application, does daily wellness check-ins. The psychological effect that this brings for the employees is that we can predict how burnt out they are with explainable insights with our AI. So the social conduct for this is that it will be privacy by design, and it will not be disclosed. It will only HR and certain individuals will know the privacy matters on this. Yeah. So moving on to the features of our application, we will have a daily check-in feature, an AI wellness coach, a burnt out prediction engine, gamified wellness to keep it fun, and virtual counseling if they want. So I'm going to share screen our web application now to showcase. Are you guys able to see this? It's called MindSync. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we press get started, it will show how are we feeling today. So how is the employee feeling today? If they're feeling awful, and what's their energy like? They're very low on energy. They are very stressed or they are very overwhelmed, and their workload is too heavy. So let's say I'm going to write a few words about my thoughts and my feelings. So I'm very stressed because of deadlines. So this will show that my wellness index is very, very low. And it will tell me it sounds like today is very heavy, and that booking counseling is preferred for me in my situation right now. So we can demo. So here, it's very cheap for counseling, or it may even be free for custom ones. So that's all for our web application. I'm going to pass this presentation on to my groupmate Harin.
All right. To talk about the question of whether this problem is well documented and who has already tried to solve, let me go into the statistics part. So next slide. Right. So to be honest, the mental health the mental health awareness among the employees are well documented. Because if we see the numbers, we have spent about 14.46 billion estimated. It's an estimated amount that is yearly the cost of poor workplace mental health to the Malaysian economy. And about 67 of Malaysian employees reported feeling burnt out in 2024. And about 5 to 8% is the median utilization of traditional employee assistance programs, a number that has barely moved in decades. As for 2026, Malaysia's flexible work safety guide now legally requires employers psychosocial risk assessment. And apart from the numbers, there's also self-stigma, which is the single strongest predictor of not seeking mental health to help among Malaysian employees. The global digital mental health market is also valued near to USD 19 to 20 billion in 2025 and is projected to reach 45 billion by 2030. This is not a fringe problem, and employees that are guessing about it. So what's still unresolved or not, looked at clearly? While the documentation problem, the documentation of the problem is strong, the documentation of which interventions actually work is much thinner and more contested. So in other words, while the problem is there and people are researching more and more about it, how well are we addressing that problem is not out there yet. We still don't know what is the effective way to curb the employee burnout and whatsoever. So most Malaysian solutions to date are also overpriced and marketed towards larger employees and like MNCs and all, leaving mid-market or small businesses, business workforces underserved. So the next one, for the question of who tried to solve this and what has happened, four approaches have been tried, and the pattern is inconsistent. Separation and friction fail, but the integration works. So for the traditional EAP, employee assistance program, it is stuck at 3 to 8% utilization for decades due to stigma and friction. There is still those stigma and stereotype where if I go seek therapy, if something's wrong with me and all of it. So this has prevented like employees from going and seeking mental health initiative to help themselves. And in terms of gamified wellness programs, it has boosted short-term engagement, but the most rigorous trial found no real effect on health or productivity. So some of simple gamified wellness program did for a short time, it did give the employee motivation and so on, but it does not solve the long-term productivity issue. There's also some VC-funded platforms like Lyra Modern Health. It proved demand, but standalone apps struggled because the winning move was integrating it directly into HR systems like Workday, because you would get more context of the work, the employees' workload and so on. So there's also some Malaysian platforms such as Naluri, Thoughtful, and Saiho. It is effective, but it is priced. It's a pricey, so only large employers can afford this. So, in conclusion, every failed attempt shares one root cause of asking employees to go somewhere separate, and every reason success comes from removing the separation. Yeah, next slide. So this would be our promotional material. So it actually, our solution's name would be MindSync. So our code is empowering workforce wellness anonymously. So some of the features of our solution would be the employee dashboard. So the employer, and both employer and employee will have a dashboard to see their overall mental health status and everything. And we also have a AI wellness coach. So it's a personalized chatbot that can provide wellness tips or journaling prompts or whatever methods that the employees can use to further enhance their productivity and so on. So we have also included gamified challenges within the application and have to boost the motivation of the employees. We have tied it with rewards, more like how Lapa gives rewards for completing missions and everything. And one of our strongest feature is also privacy preserving HR insights. So we want to make sure that because mental health is something still sensitive, so the solution, the insight should not be publicized or whatsoever. So privacy is our promise, and only HR only can see aggregate data, and they cannot see individual journals or counseling session insights. And this is in line with a lot of global standards out there. So with that, we would like to end our presentation. Thank you so much for listening to our pitch. For more information, you can just visit our company website. Thank you.
Wow. Is this website live?
No, the website is not live. It's we created the prototype that we showed just now. It
Yeah.
was that is a live virtual link that we
Yeah.
can share in the
Yeah.
chat.
Fantastic.
But
What did you use to code that?